Is Phoenix hot enough for you? I tell you what it is, it's fucking lovely, isn't it? I've been here before. I came to Scottsdale once for about 10 days on holiday and just adored it. It was fantastic. But that was, this is great. Are you a lifelong native? I would say native is not the term to use around here. I'm not. Actually, maybe I should have done, I probably should have done that at the top of the show, but I should probably do a land acknowledgement. Because the land that we're standing on now used to belong to Britain. Yeah. And it was stolen from us by you cunts. I wouldn't mind, but we'd only just stolen it off them.
I have a pet cockatoo. What pet do you have?
You have a pet cockatoo? Right, you sound incredibly gay. I bet you've got a cock or two. Well done. You're a good-looking fella. Treat yourself. Do you genuinely have a cockatoo?
I have a 30-year-old medium-sold.
You have a 30-year-old cockatoo. Okay. We're all judging you, sir. And it's not great news.
Least favorite place you've done a show?
Least favorite place I've done a show? I don't know where I got paid the least, but there. I do 47 countries on the tour, so I go everywhere. And what I've learned from that, and this isn't a revelation really that you'll be writing down, but it's kind of the obvious, people are the same fucking everywhere. And my audience is self-selecting. Only people that enjoy what I do come out to my shows, so I always have a great time. Other than, there's been one exception, that prick. Who's more woke? I would say probably the Brits at the moment. I think we're a little bit more woke than you right now. There's been something, I don't know if you keep up with the news, but there's been something of a vibe shift here. No, I think, this will interest you. Do you remember the guy that used to host The Apprentice? Remember the guy? I don't know if you ever watched the show. He used to be on The Apprentice. He had like I don't know if you've seen his new show. It's called The News. And it's quite something. If you like cliffhangers and what the fuck moments. So, yeah. Anyone teenage? What's your name?
Pandora.
What, sorry?
Pandora.
Pandora. I'm not going to say it, but we're all thinking it. What, sorry?
That's some bullshit!
That's some bullshit? No. No, it isn't. That's verifiably true. The problem with bisexuality in our culture is bisexual women, everyone thinks are secretly straight, and bisexual men, everyone thinks are secretly gay. No one accepts the bisexuals. It's a tough station to live in. What, sorry?
Where's the after party tonight?
Where's the after party? Your place? I think someone's just wandered out of the closet, gone, oh, hello. I should say, sir, I'm not gay, I'm European. I can see how there's been a mix-up. because the whole, you know, three-piece suit without a court appearance, it's baffling to you. Genuinely, are there any lesbians in? There's a few up there. Hi. What's your name? What, sorry? Hi, Chloe. Are you here with a partner or on your own?
My old man, my dad.
You're here with your old man, your dad. Okay. God, I can hear his heart breaking from here. Oh, why can't my little girl catch a dick? Yes. What, sorry? What do I think about the Gulf of America? Yeah. Fucking call it what you want. You're in charge. Here's how gangster Britain is, right? Here's how gangster Britain is. Have you ever heard of the country? You ever heard of the country Germany? Yeah? Do you know what they call it? Deutschland. Yeah. No one else calls it that. Because the British went, no, you're not. German. Japan. You ever met a Japanese guy? Yeah? Do you think they call it Japan? They fucking don't. Nippon, if you're interested. That's what they call it. You've never even fucking heard that term. I mean, no wonder we're not getting pronouns right. We don't give a fuck. Yeah. Hang on. This sounded quite important. Go on.
What items do you steal from the hotels you stay at?
Oh, I should. How can I explain this? I'm wealthy. Seems pretty reasonable. You look very young there in the second row. How old are you? 10. Right. I imagine you're learning a lot. Or, you've done nothing wrong, my young friend. That is some very poor parenting, my friend. I think we can all agree. What happened? Did the babysitter let you down? No. So you had to bring your kid instead of the babysitter. I don't know, they're watching worse stuff online. Fuck it. What's your name, my young friend? Okay, don't repeat any of the swears at school, yeah? Like, you've been brought along to a show that's for adults, and that's fine, but you're not allowed to repeat the stuff, yeah? Okay, good on you. That's all right. What, sorry?
Do you laugh like your mom?
No, my mother was a narcoleptic. She had narcolepsy is a sleep disorder. So you probably have someone in your life with some level of narcolepsy. So narcolepsy is a sleep disorder where it's normally people can like fall asleep just suddenly. She had an odd thing where when she laughed, she made no noise at all. You ever met someone that makes no noise when they laugh? So she would literally, she would lose muscular control throughout her body if she laughed. So she would like sort of melt like a... like she would become like a witch in the Wizard of Oz. Shush when I'm talking, yeah? She would fucking melt if you made her laugh. So obviously my whole childhood was geared towards making her laugh. We would literally, I would sit next to her in the car, she would be driving, I would say something funny, and then have to take the wheel. I'm lucky to fucking be here, I'm a funny motherfucker. Ukrainian president. The Ukrainian president used to be a comedian. Do I have any aspirations? A lot of comedians aspire to doing something more important than comedy, and that is because they're fucking idiots. Doesn't get more important than this. It's joyful. Yeah. Go on, you've got your hand up, madam. Go on. Shh, go on.
Okay, I have a really serious question.
Just fucking cut to it. I don't need the preamble. Go. Go.
Ready? Are you ready? This is
I've lost interest already. I'm so sorry. The great thing about playing in the round is just fucking turn away. Okay, let's give her another go, but you got to land the fucking plane instantly. Go. Question.
Seriously, you don't want to hear this. 25 years, it sounds like...
Sir, we're going to start a GoFundMe. We're going to get you out of this. You know what you are, sir? I tell you what we got right here. We've got an American fucking hero. Yeah. Look at that. The patience on the man. We need you in the Middle East and fucking Ukraine and Russia, don't we? Just nodding along. Yeah, she'll get there. I feel like such a hypocrite. I've just done a whole bit against domestic violence. The exception proves the rule, sir. Come on.
Why is British music so awesome?
Why is British music so awesome? Well, I think what we did was, it's not. My friend, I'll go toe-to-toe with you on British music. We do. Well, I think the reason is we took something that was American and we repackaged it and sold it back to you. We took the blue... Shut the fuck up, sir. And genuinely, that's from the heart. We took sort of early blues and rock and roll records that came over with the GIs that fucking helped us defeat the Nazis, and we got those records in port towns like Liverpool, and then we repackaged it and we sold it back to you. And that, in a sense, is what's happening this evening. I'm selling comedy to America, which is ironic, because stand-up comedy, when you think about it, I don't know if you take much national pride, but you should. There are 3 things America has given the world, artistically. You gave us jazz music, you gave us the Western, and you gave us stand-up comedy. And then all I did was go away and perfect it. Oh, stop it. Who's what, sorry? Who's my least favorite celebrity? Putin? I'm not fussed. I'm not really... I think certainly in my industry, I wouldn't cast aspersions on anyone. I don't know what you do for a living, sir, but I think there's a narcissism of small differences. Where, like, sometimes you'll see a comedian slag off another comedian, you go, dude, you do the same fucking job. It's like when Drake and Kendrick Lamar fucking kick off against each other, you go, fucking, it's... fucking get a beer. Talk about what it's like being a rap fucking superstar. You got more in common than you don't. What do you do, sir? You're retired? Yeah, but what did you do before you became a burden? You're part of America's thriving oxygen theft community now. Fucking taking up space. What did you do? What was your career? You were a scientist, of course you fucking were. I'm not going to make you angry. What kind of science were you doing?
Drug manufacturing.
Drug manufacturing? All right. Well, we're in Breaking Bad country, aren't we? This guy's getting the good stuff. What kind of drugs did you make?
Injectable drugs.
Injectable drugs. Okay, you know this doesn't... everything about this sounds illegal. What kind of injectable drugs?
Heroin!
Someone's just shouted for heroin. Get some fucking fentanyl. Get with the times. I realise I don't want to make light of the fentanyl crisis, but fuck me. That's a powerful drug, isn't it? You know a drug is powerful if you're using heroin to take the edge off. They're cutting fentanyl with heroin. When I was a kid, heroin was very much the top of the pile. You kids these days, oh. Hang on. What's that?
How many times have you worn those shoes?
How many times have I worn these shoes? I would say, I think they're quite a recent purchase, so... What? What, sorry?
Fresh out of the box?
They are not fresh out of the box. No, unlike your fingers, I'd imagine. She's probably been sat there stabbing the cat. That's an expression. Is this lady... Are you okay, love? Is this lady all right? Are you... dude, shut the fuck up. Shut up or we'll kick you out. Are you... sorry, are you okay? You looked as if you were having like a little bit of a faint moment. All right, let's... all right, hang on. Well, are you sure you don't... Shall we... Let's give you a water. It's okay. Yeah, okay. You look a little... You do look a little bit dizzy there, love. Yeah, you're a bit dizzy? Okay, take your time. Take your time. I think we might get you out in the fresh air. But everyone else, just be super quiet. He's going to get her outside and make you... No, take that. No, not at all. Don't apologize. Just take a moment, get outside, and we'll get... Because we've got, like, medical people, so we'll make sure we take care of you. Okay, can we get security down to make sure she's... Okay. Now... Shh. Shut up. I don't know what he gave her. We've got to get you some, haven't we? Hi, Jimmy. My friend just broke up with her boyfriend. She seems so depressed now, so I brought her here to cheer her up. Can you offer her any advice? Where are you? Who's just broken up with a man?
Over here.
What, over here? Hi. You all right? How long were you with the guy? Go on. A year? And you've brought her here, have you, sir? Well, madam, I've got a tip for you. Or if you like, he could put the whole thing in. What night of the week is it, sir? It's a Saturday night, yeah. And he's out with a lady who's broken up with her boyfriend. Riddle me this. He's on a date, isn't he? Madam, you're on a date with your friend. He's going to try to fuck you. He loves you. I feel like I've done my... I mean, if you don't get laid now, sir, there's no fucking hope for you. Want to go skydiving with me? Could be fun. Bobby. Where are you, Bobby? Hi. Do you go skydiving a lot?
Hell no.
Hell no. He goes skydiving. Yeah. Okay. It's a potentially very dangerous thing to do, sir. But you're not worried about that, are you? You just want out. Is it inexpensive to do? I'm asking for a friend. Just go. Just don't pull the ripcord. And you never have to listen to another fucking word of this jibber jabber.